So what exactly are the developers going to sell us with Blue Protocol being a free-to-play game? How are they going to make their money? Now, there has been a lot of discourse about the game actually being pay to win, and people have been going into detail discussing that. I've also discussed that in a video on the top right if you want to go ahead and check that out and see why exactly there are some elements that are a bit darker to Blue Protocol and could eventually become a problem to Western or global players. Because let's face it, in the eastern parts where this game is made, this is very much a common thing that I'm sure they're used to. So I'm just hoping that there is kind of a split and divide between how the monetization works in Japan versus how it works globally, but we'll have to wait and see on that. For this video, I'm going to specifically focus on what's available to buy in Blue Protocol. Let's go ahead and look through all the purchasable items. Now, the developers did note there will be no items that can make content easy, so there is no pay to win according to them, but again, there are some elements of the game that are pay to win if you guys want to go ahead and check out that video before you come back over to this video. So Blue Protocol will be monetized with a season pass, a store, and some kind of gacha system. Now, I feel like this gacha system hasn't been explained too much, and I don't feel like I know too much about it yet, so I'm not gonna explain it just now, but I know there are tickets involved and it's definitely going to be cosmetic only. Do not worry about anything there. Just know it's not pay to win. Now, the cosmetics that are available in the season pass and the store will include weapon skins, accessories, costumes, emotes, hairstyles, underwear, and dyes. Even though the developers did state that the dyes can come from events as well, and I just want to know what makes the dyes in the shop different from the dyes earnable from these events. Are there going to be rarities? Are some of these event dyes going to be one time only? I really want to know the details of this, and a lot of these things are still left up to speculation, so don't get angry at the devs or don't make this skew your viewpoint of the game just yet. This is a very early days, so just take everything here with kind of a grain of salt and just know it's subject to change. Now, to continue our list, we have stamps, celebration items, mounts, season passes, instant mission finish items, which again, that was mentioned in my last video. That's something that just hearing it said out loud sounds really sketchy. To continue the list, we also have buff items, character slots, character name change items, and character XP increases. So here are the cosmetics. So these are all going to be cosmetics. These are not going to give you any advantage in the game, but I didn't note one specific item because I feel like this is very important. And again, I'm going to talk about the other video here for just a second, right? TLDR, there is some sketchiness to Blue Protocol and people are already starting to notice that. And I knew that we wouldn't be able to get exactly what we wanted with the game being free to play. I always suggested the subscription model for any sort of MMO or any kind of style of this game, and you know, they need the player base, so they needed to launch free to play anyway. So here we are. But there is one specific item called a great success up item. This will grant the player the ability to reuse a plug. Now, a plug is tied directly to the weapon upgrade system, and it's how you're going to open some slots on your weapons, and these slots will allow you to put certain buff items in your weapons, and we'll discuss that in a future video. So click the subscribe button and stick around. Now, these are a problem because the plugs actually require luck and they have a chance of failing. So you can fail to open those slots on your weapons. And because you can buy a reuse token on those plugs, you can actually save the amount of plugs you spend and save yourself some grinding time. Again, this is a definite pay to win advantage because you're just basically skipping the process of having to buy another plug. Now, I don't know how generous the reuse token will be. I don't know if you can just spam it and, you know, use it a billion times. I don't know how it's gonna work. I'm just saying right now it sounds really sketchy and I don't like the sound of it. It's like having a gacha system in your game and you're able to just increase the success rate with more money. However, the developers did also state that these success rate items will be in battle passes, but I don't know how many we're gonna get. I don't know exactly what they look like. I don't know too much about these items. I just know they exist and I have a problem with them, and that's not really a good look for Blue Protocol. That's like the only one item I seriously have a problem with, and everything else is a bit more paid to convenience, but this generally seems like it's more aggressive than the others, and it's something that doesn't sit right with me. So I thought I just had to bring it up in this video too. Even though it is in the season pass, we don't know how many of these tokens free-to-play players actually get per season, and with seasons being confirmed to last about 50 to 60 days, if they don't really get too many during that entire time, it's not really going to be fair. Now, to be honest, you can hit endgame multiple times in in Blue Protocol because you can play multiple classes on one character. Now, I don't know how long that's going to take because a lot of it is tied to your RNG with failing and opening those weapon slots. And if this takes a ridiculously long amount of time, which I'm assuming it will due to all the pay for convenience items in the game, this could be bad. But again, we'll have to wait and see. I go into more detail on this in the other video, so I'm gonna leave that aside for now. Let's talk about exactly what's in our season pass. Now, the season pass is going to last about 50 to 60 days, like I already mentioned, and it's going to come in two tiers, the free-to-play tier being up to level 60 and the paid tier or premium tier being all the way up to level 100. And it's going to offer you various items like materials, rune ore, and some currencies, costumes, gestures, weapon skins, gacha tickets, which I'm assuming is tied to the gacha system. I still haven't got too much information on that, so I'm gonna hold off on talking too much about the gacha system just yet. We're gonna be able to earn those things from the season pass, so that's absolutely fantastic. There's a lot of rewards here, and they last about 50 to 60 days, so that's about 2 months. I'm assuming since the season passes are about 50 to 60 days, which is 2 months, I can almost speculate that this is when content drops are going to happen. So we're going to have one content drop come with a season, and then the next content drop come with a season as well. Now, I could be wrong, and we have content drop come with a season, and then something in between to fill that gap of the halfway point throughout the season, and then you have the second content drop come with the next season. But I feel like they're going to take their time with releasing content due to the fact that the game is free to play, but hopefully whatever they do give us in between is going to be good enough to grind through for 50 to 60 days so that the game can stay alive. I don't really know too much about how expansions will work or if we will even get expansions too much for Blue Protocol. I can only hope that we do, but for now that hasn't been talked about or even said, and we haven't heard anything about that really. So one thing the developers did actually mention here is that all these items in the Battle Pass can be earned free to play as well. Now, obviously free to play players get their own free to play version of the Battle Pass, but you can earn all these items throughout events and you can earn them entirely for free during these events. So, a lot of the gacha tickets and stuff like that can be earnable throughout these events. Now, I don't know how these events are going to work. I don't know whether it's going to be like Genshin, where it lasts like a week or two, or it's going to, be out through the whole season, but there's events for players to do and, rewards to earn. So that's great. So yeah, that's basically everything you're going to be able to buy in Blue Protocol. So, it's not too expensive. It doesn't seem like, I'm just really going to be paying for the season passes and that's about it. If they do drop a paid expansion, which I hope they do, and they don't drop more free-to-play content, because free-to-play content is something I heavily disagree with, but that's for another video, I guess. But yeah, I'm really hoping that they drop a paid expansion. I'll happily pay for a paid expansion and a few season passes every 2 months. That is completely fine. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? How do you guys feel about certain aspects of the game? Again, if you really are kind of intrigued about that pay to win thing that I mentioned earlier and you want to hear more about this, go ahead and check out my other video. It's literally up right now. You can go ahead and click on that and it's in the description below. So I'll see you guys in the next video. Have a nice day. Bye.